welcome back. Welcome back, guys. No vex. Firstly, let me apologize for last week for not posting. I realized that my body was shutting down on me and I had to take a step back. So if you're like me out there, make sure you take a rest, because just listen to your body. Yeah, let's get into today's video because I am here now. Why not? We're going to be talking about dating, relationship, courting. Even if you're in a marriage, you can have a seat because this one is going to be fun. I'm not going to be hiding anything from you guys. I'm literally just going to be honest because I'm going to tell you my experience. This is from my perspective anyway, in terms of dating. Why is that one flipping? In terms of dating. But let's just get into today's video because I'm excited. Let's go. Boom. Welcome back. So let me firstly say, aunties and uncles that are out there, mom and dad that are out there, whatever you want to, guardians and angels or whatever, parental guardians that are out there, don't crucify me yet. Watch the video to the fullness, to the last bit, and then tell me if this is not happening in your world. If we're from the same world that I am in, trust me, things have changed. I'm going to rush through the dating ones because I think every one of us, we're just trying to get to know the person itself. So dating wise, I have 4 main things that I definitely will talk about. There's a bee trying to come into my room and I promise you I will. I'm not a big fan of bees and stuff like that. It's summer. It's not even summer. What are we? Autumn? Random. But let's go into my list. I have 4 main things that I definitely want to talk about when it comes to dating. Number 1, take away the attraction, because everybody knows that you can be attracted, you can be whatever. I wouldn't, if I'm not attracted to you, I wouldn't say yes to you in the first place. So take away the attraction. For me, a spiritual man, a God-fearing man, a man with faith, or a man of faith, shall I say, very important to me. Like I always say to my friends, I can compromise anything. I can compromise when it comes to cultural basis. If you're not Nigerian, I can compromise when it comes to morals and things like that. I can compromise. But when it comes to my faith and my beliefs, I don't compromise that. I said it in my Get to Know Me video. I am a PK, I'm a pastor child, so it makes sense for me. Like I was raised in it, and not only was I raised, I have tasted and tested God, and I believe God is real. Whether you're a Muslim or whatever, trust me, He is real. So because of that, my belief have to be like, you have to be in the same faith with me. Like I can't see myself raising a kid without connect. Like the Bible said, my whole generation and myself are going to serve you, and that is plain point blank period. Oh yeah, let go. I don't want to bore you, so I'm trying to, these are basic things I believe a lot of people should know. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Sorry. And number 2, potential, or shall I say, no, not potential, ambitions. What are your goals? What are your plans? What are your dreams? What are your plans for the next few years? What are the plans for the future? See, you don't need to be there. I just want to see you that you're walking your way towards it. I'm not where I want to be in life. Sure, you get me? So when it comes to ambition, I definitely want to talk about that during dating. Not even when I get into a relationship. I want to know your focus in life. Number 3, research. You know, not back in the days, few years ago, I wouldn't say, oh, research the person that you're dating. Now I will do a research. Research helped you a lot. Let me just say, not everybody that goes to church. I said I want a man that have faith, that have whatever. You can go to church, you can be praising Jesus, but that doesn't mean that you practice what it preaches. You know, that doesn't mean that you follow the values in the Bible. And a true testimony of mine is that a guy actually approached me from church with the idea that he wanted to date me. And, oh, you're interested in me? No, no problem. Thank God for Facebook. Thank God for social media. This social media can make or break you, or make or break your relationship. And friends also, because my friends came back with receipts. Like they helped you a lot in researching for the about the guy and things like that. Things will pop out. Like it will let you know the true color. The life that we live on social media is much more different than what we live in real life. It's the same way they said, just because you sang in church yesterday doesn't mean that tomorrow you're not picking up your things and you're not opening up your legs to men or whatever. I'm just saying from my point of view. So I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm just saying, do your research. Social medias are there for a reason. Check it. Find out about the guy that you're dating or the lady that you're dating. Make sure that they are who they said they are. Because before you realize it, two people will now be messing up your brain, and then you will now become a Socratic. It's no, we cannot be taking up things like that. It's just the honest truth. And so I definitely would take that upon. Then number 4, so that's, yeah, I spoke about spirituality, potential, research, and then number 4 is definitely family orientation. I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker for me, but I haven't seen the people that surround me recently. This actually happened recently. Family orientation is important. The baggage, you have to realize that when you go into marriage, you are all bringing your baggages together. So you will join it together. So his baggage will become yours, your baggage will become his. Guys, let me tell you, this is real. If you do not have a research, how close, what is your personal relationship with your parents? How close are you with your parents? How close are you with your siblings? What are your history? How were you raised? Where are you from? What are your tribes? It will become your baggage, and it can make or break relationship. Like now, it's important to me because I've seen what people that surround me have been through with their family, and if you're not, I cannot do it. It's a deal breaker for me. I'm sorry, it is. So no. So now I'm taking it to the next touch. Like, these are main things for me that I think you should add to your dating. Those 4 things. Now let's take it into relationship, going into courting. I don't want to bore you because I have 3 important points coming up. So what's it called? If I know that I'm having a feeling for a guy, and I know that, okay, we're about to take it to the up notch, I want to say I want to say I love you before I even get to I love you, and I know that this is probably going to lead to the future. I can see he's a responsible man. I can see that he has goals. I can see that he meets everything that I wanted. Oh yeah, let me check. What's your genotype? Genotype is important. I think we forgot about it. Like, I even, like, my parents did well. They let us know what we're carrying from the get-go, so I know me. And the funny thing is that you don't have to just say it up front like that. You can bring it up when you're having a banter, when you're having a laugh, when you're just having a conversation. Like, funny enough, I was talking to a guy recently, and it popped up during our conversation because I think, is it myself or I think he was sick, and then I was like, how are you, did you use your medicine? Like, obviously being care, like just taking care of him and things like that. And then he was like, me, I'm a strong man. I was like, Nibo, like, I'm the strongest AS. I kind of thought about it. I was like, this is an avenue for me to bring it up. I was like, no, you can't tell me that you're strong and you're falling sick here and there. I'm the strongest AS you could ever find, because AA are always seen to be strong, but AS for me, my AS is very strong. And obviously I was able to bring it up, and then he was like, oh, so you're an AS? I was like, yeah. So uncle, what are you? Before we talk further, before I start developing and Jesus, English is not coming into me this morning. Before I start to develop feelings for you or something like that. Let's just phantom me there. It's just one of those days. So let's just have a conversation about it. Bring it up. Like, if he doesn't know or she doesn't know, do you want to get it checked out? Because now we're seeing future here. The only reason why I wouldn't mess up with that is that I lost my best friend to sickle cell. She lost the battle to it, and it's still hot. Oh, sorry. She lost the battle to that, and it's odd because you spend so much on them. Even for future wise, who wants to date? I know some people will take the risk, but some people don't. So for the benefit of both of us, let's know what our genotype is before we start moving forward in a relationship. I'm sorry, Kuliwek. So yeah, I wouldn't mess up with that. I would definitely would like to know. Number 2, in terms of relationship, courting, or marriage, before we even lead to marriage, I think this conversation should be had. Everything that I will say now, even the shocking part, should be have before you should have it before marriage. Number 2 is definitely boundaries. Boundaries are important. Please, I don't even tell me, oh, don't think about it. Do think about it. I want to know what would be a deal breaker for you. I want to know, is it when I cheat that you will walk away? Is it when I do this? You know, I was talking to a guy recently and it baffles me because we have a conversation about it. And for him, like for me, I had this long list, not so long, at least I had 6 things that I felt like if you compare me to others, like you're like, no, don't compare me, just love me for me. If you use my insecurities to attack me, that is definitely, it wouldn't be a deal breaker, but that would break me. And then when it comes to his, it was like, if you even thought of not to even mention, you mentioned it out and you said, I don't want to do anymore, or you want to get a divorce. He said, in a relationship, while I'm in a relationship with you, if you mention that I can't do it anymore and you walk away, like don't voice it out. He doesn't like it. I don't know why. That's just his things. It's like, don't mention it. And when we do get married, if you say if you say I'm done, I want a divorce, or I'm going to divorce you, even if you say it out of joke, don't. It was like, don't think about it, don't thought of it, don't. It just doesn't want you to do it. And I was amazed with that. Like, that's a deal breaker for him. He's like, you mentioned it, then I know that you've nurtured it for you to say it out and things like that. I was like, Uncle Emma Bino, okay, we will consider that. You know what I mean? Being cautious, get to know your let them tell you their boundaries, let them tell you their big deal breaker, so that I've seen couples that says, if you cheat, I'm ready to forgive. Why for me, if you cheat on me, oh my little, I think I probably will walk out right now. It is a deal breaker for me. You cheat on me, it's a deal breaker, because then I will start asking myself, what have I done wrong? What is this and that? Yeah, people said it's because I'm not in it yet, but it's just the honest truth. This is a deal breaker for me. Have that conversation. 15 minutes into the video, how many children do you want? Let's talk about it. Like, men they just throw random numbers out there. They don't understand what it feels like. Like, I don't understand them. So me, I've come up with a way. I was like, if he said 4, I want 2. Like, it doesn't matter. I just want 2. And if God loves me so much, they will be twins. And I'm only going into that labor room once. Like, kolewek. So if he wants if he wants 4, I can bend 3. Do you see that understanding? Have this conversation with your spouses or your partner, because you don't want to go into marriage with a stranger and just like, then you start saying surprises here and there. They'll be like, surprise for where? Carry your surprise and just walk out. What kind of nonsense? I'm just being serious. And then morals. You have to realize that you were both brought up differently. His ways of raising kids is probably different from yours. Talk about morals. Talk about how we're going to raise them. I think you will know from personality, though. One of you that would be harsh and one of you that probably wouldn't. But I probably would be the strict. Like, if you ask my siblings, they would say I would be a strict mother. But I doubt it, because deep down within me, I think I have a soft spot for my children. Oh my God. Okay, so that's that one. I'm not even going to dwell on that. Location is important. Location is important based on the fact that, guys, you don't want to miss it. He could have it on his mind that, okay, I want to move down to Canada based on career wise. I want to settle down in Canada. I want to settle down in the US. I want to settle down in, I don't know why I'm playing with this, but I want to settle down in the US. I want to. If you don't have a conversation about it, that's when you will now get married, and then uncle will now say, carry your bag, let's go. We're going where? That's when you now be like, I am not getting on that flight, or things like that. After that conversation, let us know where we're settling down. Where do we want to buy our houses? Where do we want to mortgage? Where is this and that? Talk about that. I'm not going to dwell on it. Love languages. This is probably my favorite. Learn the love languages of your spouse. Oh, it's beautiful when your spouse knows you well and they can tell that, if I do this, this is what pleases her. This gets to our soft spot. And for me, it's that important, because I love it when it gets me so much. Like, there are different ways of love languages for women. It could be caring, just caring for them, or being able to read them, or it could be just cleaning up for them. Men, it could be just food. Food is one of the biggest things for men, I think. But learn the love languages. that, like what pleases them. Learn that language, know that language, and practice that language, because before you realize, they will not look anywhere else. They will just be falling all over the hills for you. Oh my God. So those are basically, for me, things that have popped up in the conversation that I'm having recently. So I'm exposing myself a bit here. So don't come at me. But let me tell you things that we don't talk about, that we tend to shy away from. The shocker. Let's go. Number one, sex. And I will repeat. Oh, she mentioned it. No, let me repeat. Sex. Yeah, I said it. You know, mom and dad, aunties and uncles, I know you don't want to talk about it, but it's around us. Like a 16 years old is having sex now. Sex is nothing now to people anymore. It's not back in the days like you guys, where it's very like you're cherishing it. Like now, when you mentioned that you're a virgin, you shy away from it. I was shying away from it when I was having a conversation with my guy. I did. I shied away from it, because when he brought it up, it kind of shocked me, because I was just like, wait, I don't understand. I was like, wait, I don't get it. Because when it brought, even the way it was brought up, it was more like for a respect for yourself, because he just wants to know your sex orientation. How many have you had? Are you safe or not? Do we need to get you checked up? What's your idea for sex before marriage? Do you believe in it or do you not? How do we preserve ourselves before marriage if you don't believe in it? What are the things? How far are we gonna go? I'm like, far that I'm going to go is kissing, nothing more. I'm sorry. We just have to chillax. We just have to wait. I believe in my values that say sex. I'm preserving this particular thing for my man, because I believe that it just brings the union together. You're committed by soul, spirit, and body, physically. So sex is important. Have that conversation. I know you're shocked, but don't say, Ife, you don't know anything. I didn't know anything then. But now that I'm dating in 2018, 2019. Come on now. It's like all these things popped up in your conversation. And the funny thing with my guy is like, it's very funny when he brings things like this up, things that I'm very insecure, because we don't talk about it. Again, it's been swept under the rug. He was just like, he knows me well, because I will zombie on him. I will run away. And he knows me well. He will just give me a call. It's like, and normally he will call me on a video call or something like that. But at this point, it was just like, let me just call you. And he knows me well. So he would not even call on a video call. It's like, just talk to me. Yeah, let's talk about it. And I'm okay, let's talk about virginity. Let's talk about this and that. Let's talk about that and blah, blah, blah. All these things that I'm very insecure about, it would have that conversation without being on a video call, because he knows that I'm open more to him when I'm not on a video call with him, because I'm just like, I will shy. I will run. I'll become Usain Bolt, no joke. Jeez, I can't. But do have that conversation. And it's not just one guy that brought it up. A lot of guys brought it up during my dating period. And even while I'm still exploring and everything, things are popping up that I'm just shocked about. Things have changed, and I guess this needs to be talked about. Number two, I only have 3 points in the shocking section. And number two for me is contraception. Contraception before marriage. I said it. I said when I do get married, my aim is to actually enjoy my man. You know, again, I'm preserving myself before marriage. Again, we probably wouldn't get to do. I want to know him more. I want to be able to care for him before I start popping babies out there. Let me care for you. Let me get to know you. Let's get to know each other. So for me, my plan is not to start popping babies when I do get married. That's plan. Again, my plan is different from God's plan, but at least I have a plan in place that I believe in. Don't be getting into marriage and then you're shocked when he says start popping babies, and then you're like, oh, what is this? And contraception is very important, because men, they don't want you to use it. You know, I've learned you can use pills, you can use the withdrawal method, you can use coiling or whatever, you can use condom. Putting coil down there is just not allowed. Your VJJ. It's not allowed. So we're not going to be putting coil nowhere. But I definitely wanted to use pills. I've always had that in my eye, like in my head, like, okay, I will use that so that way no babies is being popped out, shall I say. Jesus, I actually can't with me this morning. Just take me the way it is. But when it comes to him, it's a no-go area. Like, he wouldn't use it. He wouldn't even recommend it. It's a no-go. We've argued on it. We've done whatever. And I know that when I do get married to him, or if eventually we do get married, jeez, if eventually we do get married, then you're thinking about things like, is my head? And he said it doesn't, we're not doing this. So I'm not going to go against him. So it's like, okay, uncle, if you don't want me to use pills, it's my body. Even I argued to the point that I was like, this is my body, I can do whatever. It was like, no, it's no longer your body. So you start to, what's the best way out? This is why that conversation needed to be had now. It's like, please, what uncle, what exactly do you have? And he was like, withdrawal method is there. I don't believe in you to withdraw at all, because men will now tell you it's not enjoyable, and you didn't even get to enjoy it as a whole and everything. Please, I beg, all these things are out there. Have that conversation. You don't want to be going into marriages and then everything is now new to you. I'm just saying, people are having it. Aunties and uncles, I'm not corrupted though. It's just the honest truth of things that are going on out there. Yeah, and it's popping up, you know. I see you people that goes to churches and then your household holy and everything. It's real. Now, the final one is probably so real, so real, but we sweep it under the rug. We always sweep things. Parents don't want to touch on things like this, but then you realize that your kids know way much more than you do. Trust me. Personal pleasure, they call it. I was shocked when I learned about this. I wasn't exposed to it. Why am I putting that there? I wasn't exposed to it like that, but it pops up during my dating period. It pops up when you meet a guy and you're talking and whatever. Personal pleasure. Have you ever tried it? Masturbation and pornography. Even you mentioned it. What? Am I lying? Is it not happening? Is it not out there? What are we saying? Masturbation and pornography. The funny thing is that you will meet a lot of people in this world and they will tell you it's called personal pleasure. You're trying, it's personal pleasure because you're trying to figure out, oh, what's my G-spot? What's my this and that? I have heard. My eyes have seen. My hair have heard. I am testifying to you. These things are real. After conversation, please, you will eventually imagine, do you want it to be your demons when you now get into the marriage? Or you already have it now and you just know that this is a done deal? I'm just telling you guys, it's happening out there. So why are we making it seem like it's not happening? But it is. A 14 years old is watching pornography. They're masturbating to figure out what's my pleasure, what's that thing that gets me up or whatever. Talk. Put it on the table so that I know. Are you addicted or not? I like pastors that goes deep to their deepest demons that they have, or the deepest battle that they had to fight being a Christian. For me, like, some people will tell you it's a deal breaker. Yes, because I wasn't exposed to it. I don't even know what the hell it is. Funny enough, I don't even know what orgasm is until recently. I learned it from friend. I do. I'm that naive. A lot of people will tell you, Ife's naive. I am that naive. I am that naive girl that doesn't know what orgasm is. I don't know what G-spot is. I don't know what all this masturbation shenanigans is. But then you learned about it and then you're like, oh wow, it's actually out there. It's actually happening. So why fake it? Just stand your ground. Talk about it so that we deal with the demon before we start saying I do. This one, now that you now get into it, then you will be addicted to pornography. You will be addicted to masturbation. I don't think you need pornography or masturbation if I'm right here with you. It's just that. That's just my honest truth. Have you ever had a guy ask you, so what do you do when you get horny? Like, I learned that recently. Oh, you get horny? Jeez. What do you do when you get horny then? People will say, Ifeoluwa, you are corrected, but Ifeoluwa is just speaking the truth. And if you want this truth to be spoken, then you will join the family, because this is all I have for you today. Those three are probably my biggest thing. Talking about sex, talking about contraception, and talking about masturbation and pornography, because it's real. Talk about it. Have you ever tasted or tested it? Have you even had a hint of it? Do I need to recheck myself? Do I need to reevaluate this before we get into it? This is all I have for you, my brothers and my sister. It doesn't get better than this. And those are definitely the things that have popped up. If any more things popped up, I will come. I will let you guys know. You know me, I don't hide anything. I'm putting it all on the table. The part 2 of this is probably going to be on marriage, because now that we are in it, what is and what isn't. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is all I have for you, honest to God. I want you to reevaluate. If I missed anything, put it in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like, and share this video, because I know a lot of people can relate. I love you guys so much. I am yours and you are mine. And until next time, because why not? Remember, God loves you. Love thyself and spread the love to others. Christmas is coming. I'm excited. I can't wait. This old busy period, Konoma. I look like a witch.